armpit hair for women is a taboo. I didn't have that knowledge. All right. Hello, namaskar, and welcome to our latest episode of Tbsp Kalesh, where we're going to discuss something very interesting.
And we are going to discuss about the beauty standards जो कि हम लोग अपने बचपन से देखते हुए आए हैं and how they have evolved over the time. On that note, Sam, so what was the first time in your life जब तुमको पता चला कि क्या बॉक्स होता है ब्यूटीफुल औरत होने का? Let's put it like that.
I mean, there was no one time when I was told that, okay, you have to look a certain way in order to look like a perfect thing. But it was conditioned in very small manners, where when you grow up a little bit as an adolescent girl, you're asked not to wear shorts, you're asked not to wear sleeveless stuff, you're asked not to expose certain parts of your body because maybe it's growing now, maybe because now your thighs are too fat than for conventional standards for you to wear shorts. So it was ingrained with small incidents like that. But I want to rewind a little bit and go back to historical depictions and figures in our temples, Ajanta Ellora caves, or even Kama Sutra, right? The women, even the men that have been depicted in those sculptures or drawings, they are so normal. What I would say normal, by normal, I mean like, flab is coming out of different parts of the body. There is no certain like standard of body type. Are they fat? Yes. Are they thin? They have all kinds of body types and they're very happy with themselves and each other also. But cut to now in 2023, if I see what's trending on social media, what kind of actors are being casted on movies, what kind of models do I see on magazine, they are all like flat chested, zero figured, tiny asses, like a pole. Because if you see the topmost fashion shows also happening across the world, the topmost models have this. I don't even know if it's a zero figure or a minus figure because they are all sticks, and all respect to what they do, right? They have that body.
Yeah.
That is what is selling now because the audience also
Yeah.
wants to consume it, because the audience is now conditioned to consume a certain type of body type. So yeah,
Hmm.
what do you think has changed from back then, where fat, healthy was normal, and now like you have to be a stick figure in order to be pleasing to the eyes?
Yeah, so Sam, when you were saying all this, I what I was able to recall was the last episode that I was seeing of Coffee with Karan. So Sharmila Tagore was a part of it, and she was the first actress in Bollywood who actually wore a swimsuit in a movie. So she had a conversation, where she said that at that time they did not have any concept of going to a gym or making abs or anything like that, so that itself was a real body. But as a nation, initially we all look up to Bollywood to see what is currently trending in terms of beauty, right?
Yeah.
But Bollywood also, I think, evolved slowly and steadily. Initially they did not used to cast dark skinned women in the main roles, right? But with Kajal coming in and other instances, I think that followed were Deepika, Priyanka. So now we have also seen them breaking the mold a little bit. So now, what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think like
all of them are sitting, they've all done skin lightening treatments. So, it's really a paradox. Okay, Kajol gets screened when she was maybe darker, but she eventually
yeah,
succumbed to it. I remember there was a
yeah,
point when she was a raging feminist and would say things like, I'm not going to wear a bra, I'm not going to get my eyebrows done because that's how you think
yeah.
the standard eyebrow should look like. And look at her now, all fair from top to bottom, got skin. Deepika,
So
as far as I know, most of these dusky girls have gotten skin like
what I also want to add here, Sam, is like then a shift came maybe with the social media where the people of the nation were not just limited to get influenced by a particular industry, right? So now the influence was from across the borders also. So like you've rightly said, like in the West, people take a lot of these standards from their models or from the people, who are giving out these things in the fashion world. Initially, this was not the culture in India, at least. Like, we used to derive a lot from what we used to see, on the in the movies and other things, until and unless social media came in. So I was talking to a family member, discussing this topic. The question that I asked her: when was the first time you actually felt that you had to compare yourself to someone else in terms of beauty standards? So she was like, it was never Bollywood for me, because I always thought that it is unattainable. I'll never look like Katrina Kaif when she was 24 years old or something like that. So that was never a comparison. But once this social media thing came, so I could see people my age, I could see them living a very different life, and I used to then, really compare. So I think that kind of made me pause and think that, yeah, where, like, there is one thing that you see all these glamorized versions of people on screen, but you do get affected by what's around you. So on that note, Sam, I want to ask you, have you ever faced anything, like maybe when you were in school, and when that time comes when maybe in class 8, 9, I don't know what class it for you, when suddenly people start having crushes on other people, and you that entire first crush wala season or whatever. So us time pe I feel a lot of people undergo this guilt ki, or guilt nahi, compare, I'm not as good looking as this person. Oh, this person is my friend, but they are getting more attention. So did you ever go through something like that in school?
Aishwarya,
Being tired, being on the prettier side, there would have been people who were jealous of you. I'm asking the wrong question.
so I've been conventionally pretty. I've been born,
Yeah.
I have good genes. My parents are pretty. I've been born conventionally pretty. I'm fair. My features are
Hmm.
balanced. So I have
Hmm.
usually been the center of attention when it comes to
Hmm.
school, high school, college. So that's not my problem. My problem have
Hmm.
been more minute, in the sense that I do get facial hair, right? I get a lot of upper lip. My eyebrows are not very whatever in shape, naturally, not conventionally great. So I remember very, very distinctly having this fight with my parents that I want to get waxed. At like 13, 14 years old, I wanted threading done. I wanted to get waxed because I'd shifted
Hmm.
from a tier 2 school to a tier 1
Hmm.
school. I'd shifted
Hmm.
from a school that barely had a playground to a school that had its own swimming pool and a basketball
Hmm.
ground and whatnot. So I didn't have this knowledge that body hair is shameful. So in
Hmm.
that first year of my shifting from tier 2 to tier 1, I was subjected to a lot of these comments where boys came up to me and said, "Hey, teri to मुझसे काफी clear hai." Or
Hmm.
like I didn't know that armpits for women, armpit hair for women is a taboo. I didn't have that knowledge. And I bless my
Hmm.
mom, bless my father, they didn't put all of this condition on me. Right. So the first time I went to my school swimming pool, I went with all my armpit hair and all the glory with it. And then a few girls took me on the side and then they imparted this knowledge that it's not okay. You should start
Hmm.
shaving. Even the
Hmm.
body hair, I didn't shave anything. And I was in my school swimming costume and ready to start swimming. But yeah, so I've had those kind of experiences. So body
Hmm.
standard, it's not just has to be like fat or thin or tall or this thing, right? In your own space, you can have your own complexes that come from these instances. That's my experience. What?
Yeah. And yeah, like, first of all, really happy, like, that you came up and said about this thing, that and seriously bless your parents, because at that age no child should actually worry about these things, even for that matter, at any age people should not be worried about these things. And I think that's why it led to movements like, where people were refusing to wear bras in US and other places, right? So liberation, acceptance for who you are, how you are, is very important. But again, we are living in India, the land of fair and lovely. So I think, yeah. So while you were talking, maybe something again like very common, but there was a time when everyone was so obsessed with the skin color. And like you asked me personally, for me, like I've been fairly confident about my personality. Let me put it like that. Yeah. So because my mom is exceptionally beautiful, like she's very, very pretty.
I agree.
So there has always been this comparison in the family, like, oh, मतलब वो natural है, मतलब अब वो भी नहीं करेंगे तो उतना क्या है. But for me, I never used to feel कि okay, मतलब I always used to feel she is very beautiful, like I admire her for her beauty. But for me, I was always like कि वो मेरा game ही नहीं है, मेरा game ही कुछ और है. Personality ही मेरी ऐसी है कि if anyone will meet me, they'll be flat. So I think that confidence has made life very easy for me, or overconfidence for that matter. I think another thing, like what she has told me, like my mom, she was never the one who tried to change my basic things, be it my skin color. She has always given me a reality check कि मेरा color wheatish है. उन्होंने कभी ये नहीं कहा कि तुम मुफ्तन लगा लगा के गोरी हो जाओगी एक दिन, or something like that. So it also matters how your parents view you, and how they raise you in that way. She has been behind my case when it comes to weight gain. Her school of thought is that weight gain is equal to not being healthy, like in general. She doesn't need to get any kind of disease later in the life because of this particular thing. But apart from that, she has always told me to own how I look, and I think that has been a major contribution in terms of the personality and the confidence that people have to bear with now.